Welcome everyone to Simply Bitcoin. It's the weekend recap. We break down the news from Twitter, the daily fail, meme review, software releases, hardware releases, the websites by plebes or plebs. Drop us a like, subscribe. All right, we're going to the numbers, but before we do that, we're introducing a very special guest who's going to be attempting to tour the world on Bitcoin only. I'm talking about Paco de la India, or at Run with Bitcoin. He's going to join in on the fun, but first, we're going to the numbers. Let's do it.
Number time!
All right, at the time of this recording, the block height is 700,248. The Bitcoin price, 45,350. Chain rewrite days, 874. Total public lightning capacity, 2,461.98. Sats per dollar, 2,205, and the blocks to the halvening, 139,752.
Man, another day frozen in time, consolidating. But hey, something happened, Phil. Bitcoin has crossed its 700,000th block. So congratulations to Bitcoin. Happy 100,000th block birthday. And Satoshi has a special message.
Any excuse to pull that thing out, huh?
I don't control it, dude.
Yeah.
He does his own thing.
So,
he just wants to appear.
So was that another all-time high, though, on the public lightning capacity? Or was that last week we had an all-time high on it?
I think the high was 2,469. So
Okay. So we're still waiting.
It's another day that the numbers are frozen in time.
Yeah, today we did like this weird BART on the 30-minute candle. It was like this weird, super fast BART move. Anyways,
really? Oh, I'm gonna have to check it. I'll put it in. I'll put it in as a graphic during the show.
Yeah, put the 30-minute up from TradingView, and you'll see it looks like a mini BART.
A mini BART. No, I'm gonna definitely check it out.
Yeah.
But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the daily fail. All right, so we have a couple of fails this weekend, and we're gonna start off with a new addition to the new addition to Bitcoin, and apparently the fails, right? It immediately came in as a fail, Chris Sky.
Oh,
so
here we go again.
Yeah, here we go. Oh no, but this is a good one. This is a really good one because he blames us of not giving any responses to his tweets, right, about what we're doing for to better the world. Because, he's going to gather the lawyers and all of those people. They're important. They're going to fix everything, right? We all know the great intentions lawyers have. Anyways, I digress. Not that every single lawyer is bad. Anyways, here we go. Let's get into this. So this is from Chris Sky. Watch this. Hey, BTC gang, please explain how you buying BTC is going to stop the Vax Pass, lockdowns, and business closures in the next few weeks. Or are we ready to admit you have no plan of action or any solution to our real problems? Like, dickhead, that's what Bitcoin does. If you just dug into it, you'd realize we're fighting the central bankers, which is the whole point of all of this. They're the ones that fund all of this crap that you think you're fighting. Anyways, but you know what? Look who responded. Saifedean. All right, so check this out. The more Canadian wealth is in Bitcoin, the less is in Canadian dollars, the less your government can pay morons to stay home and enforce their criminal lockdowns. That's a root cause solution of the problem and many other problems, unlike shouting impotently on Instagram. The less Bitcoin you hold, the more Canadian dollars you hold, the more you're being robbed to pay for lockdowns and insane bullshit. You choose to finance this insanity. Every day you choose your stupid government shitcoin over Bitcoin. Have fun paying for your own lockdown. As long as you're using your government's money, you're part of the problem. When you promote stupid shitcoin Ponzi scams, you're diverting people away from the solution. The sooner you get in on Bitcoin, the sooner the nightmare ends. Everything else is like farting in the wind. Sure is, my friend.
Beautiful.
Dude, that was absolutely epic. And what's he talking about with the shitcoining? I mean, like this is right. We're freedom fighting and standing up against the government, and this happened. Look at this crap. XRP, realist XRP. Like, look at this shit. We're not even going to listen to what he has to say because I frankly don't give a shit. But this guy I mean, just terrible takes all around. Claims to be about liberty and freedom and all of this stuff. Shills centralized shitcoins, which we've not only have we proven, but just reality has proven that those are the easiest things to shut down and get rid of. They totally do not fight the governments and what they're doing. So, I don't know, man. Before we move on to the next fail, Nico?
Yeah, dude, look, honestly, man, Bitcoin has a tendency of just revealing the frauds, right? Like, and again, here's just another example of the unit bias, right? He feels like he missed out on the Bitcoin train, right? Because the unit bias is strong, which is why we are a strong advocates of moving to Satoshis as the denominator rather than sticking to BTC, because it could be demoralizing to people, right? And I suspect that's the case with Chris Sky. But going back to the point where I called him a fraud, listen, if you really want to fight the system, exactly what Saifedean said, you have to defund them. And the way that you defund them is by not using their money, right? The whole point of Bitcoin, and only Bitcoin, I might add, because it's the only I hate that word, cryptocurrency that has sufficient amount of decentralization. The rest of them do not, right? They either have a guy on top that could be arrested. They don't have sufficient hash rate. They don't have sufficient decentralization of nodes, as is the case with Ethereum. Because the Ethereum nodes are so resource heavy, the majority of them run on AWS servers, as we saw in January 6th, right? What happened? You know, they shut down Parler for political reasons, you could say, right? And essentially, it was the end of Parler. AWS theoretically could do the same thing to all the Ethereum nodes running on their servers, right? So again, Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency that has sufficient decentralization to separate money from state. The rest do not. And if Chris Sky doesn't understand that, and he's shilling XRP, he's a fraud. And that's exactly what he is. But anyways, Paco, what are your thoughts on this?
I think so. This is lesson 101, where I was told when I was joining this, I was moving forward, was Bitcoin ain't a cryptocurrency, and you don't need to be shilling no other crypto. That's it. It is Bitcoin because it has no face. And pretty much the book by Saifedean, the pretty good comment that was there. And it pretty much says it all. I was like, yeah, that's that. I agree with this, with what you guys going with.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you're absolutely right, Paco. Like, you know, and it's funny because on CNBC, and I know that you know this, Phil. It's like they're asking Vitalik, and they're asking these people, like they asked Charles Hodgkinson to go up there and do an interview. It's like, those are the CEOs of those shitcoins. Now do the same with Bitcoin. You won't be able to find one figurehead. It doesn't exist. And that's the whole point. Think of Bitcoin like a hydra, right? You cut off another head grows back. Those rest of those shitcoins, if you take off the head, it's gone. The price is going to dump, right? Everything's going to happen to it, and there won't be any more development, right? So decentralization above all. Don't buy into the tech narrative. Phil, do you have another fail?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do, but he's a megalomaniac, right? Just to end it with that, he's a megalomaniac, and Bitcoin is that's the thing about Bitcoin, right? It has, like, we have no heroes, and, you know, like Paco said, it's faceless. So, you know, like he can't use it in the same way that he can use these shit coins. And anyways, whatever. Disappointing, man, just disappointing. People sit there and they're like, "Yo, my cause," and then all of a sudden, Bitcoin just shows what their cause is really about.
Yep.
Okay, here we go.
Bitcoin reveals the truth, my friend.
It does. Okay, take a look at this. Like a rug pull. Taiwan police arrest 14 suspects involved in $5.4 million crypto scam. All right, so here we go. Police administration in Taiwan arrested 14 people that were allegedly involved in a cryptocurrency investment scam. This scam defrauded more than 100 people out of about US $5.41 million over the past year. Local Taiwan news site, the Taipei Times, reported this Monday. I'm telling you, man, it's just, when we get to this point in the market, it's just one scam after another. And all
Absolutely.
it takes, you know what? This is the thing about Bitcoin. What people don't understand, when you see the price drop, what it does is that it forces a lot of these scams. Like these scams, they thrive on a bull market. They thrive on the number constantly going up. But it's just not like, that's not how it works, right? Like it's not going to just constantly go up. And so all it takes is a little bit of flatlining, a little bit of down dip for long enough. And it's like, you know, you're shaking the tree and seeing what falls. Anyways, okay. Taiwan suspects alleged crimes. Here we go. According to CIB investigator Ku Yu Chi, a Taiwan businessman surnamed Chen allegedly led the scheme. Chen promoted cryptocurrency investment on social media. He was also reportedly running Azure Crypto Co. Never heard of it. Taipei-based platform that offered various investment services, including cryptocurrency transactions. That's a service. Cryptocurrency transactions. Anyways, Kua said that Chen's investment schemes focused on the cryptocurrency such as Ethereum, Tronix, and Tether. This was definitely a crackpot team. He added that Chen promised high investment earnings through blockchain technology. Ah, yes. The high earnings through blockchain technology. Like, are you kidding me? This is so cringe. Chen and his staff pretended to be women while persuading the victims to invest in the crypto scheme.
Ah, clever, clever. These shitcoiners, you got to give it to them and their ingenuity.
Hey, look, you know what? It's interesting stuff. So, here we go. There have been reports of similar cryptocurrency scams happening globally. Last month, UK police seized crypto worth $22.25 million from operators of an international cryptocurrency scam. Similarly, in the United States, I wasn't aware of this, but a former BitConnect promoter was caught running a crypto scheme over $2 billion. This crypto scheme was the largest cryptocurrency fraud ever charged. So I kind of wonder, are they talking about BitConnect itself?
Yep.
Or are they talking about something else that he ran? They're talking about BitConnect.
They're kind of talking about BitConnect, yeah.
That was hilarious, by the way. Anybody who could do simple math could figure out that it was physically impossible that they could keep paying you these numbers. It was like, and like people were sitting there and they're like, no, it totally makes sense. It's going to change the world. What are you talking about?
Dude, oh man, look.
They can't afford to pay everyone millions and then billions and then trillions.
No, and it's funny because remember that video. No, we'll talk about that later. I'm not going to bring that up. This is really good source material. We're going to focus an episode on that. But essentially, you guys have heard it many times. It's like, Bitcoin is a Ponzi, and it's like you're giving the detractors ammunition, right? Because unfortunately, normies, they conflate Bitcoin with crypto, right? And when they see this stuff, they're like, oh yeah, it's a Ponzi, and again, guys, look, you want to avoid all of this BS. Look, just remember this one lesson. Everyone is a scammer and everyone wants your Bitcoin. And these shitcoin promoters are experts at coming up with every conceivable way, whether it's kids token, baby token, acting as girls, catfishing. They will try everything to get your Bitcoin. And look, you want to be successful, you want to make money in Bitcoin, it's very simple. Follow these rules, right? Buy Bitcoin or earn Bitcoin or mine Bitcoin, right? Take it into cold storage and hold it for a minimum of 4 years, ideally for the rest of your life. Start thinking in halvings, right? Because that's historically when the price of Bitcoin tends to go up. It is the year after the halving. It's been doing that 12 years straight. And why do I say 4 years? No one has ever lost a dime in value for holding Bitcoin for at least 4 years. So start thinking in 4-year terms minimum. Ideally, start thinking in decades. Best case scenario, start thinking the rest of your life. Avoid all the get rich quick. Get rich slowly over time. Just DCA, right? And you'll see that's how it works. Anyways, Paco, what do you think of all this?
What's DCA? What's DCA?
Dollar cost average.
Okay. Okay.
He just buys whatever he can, The same difference. It's the same difference.
No, I agree with you. Like on one part here is like, I definitely feel like it takes 2 decades. See, in India, as coming from India, I feel in 2 decades we will adopt it. This is what I feel. And definitely, if it's the currency of the world, there is nothing called as get rich. It is what you have. It is what you will be using. You already adopted it, and this is what you'll pass on to your children. Let's talk about generations that are going to get it, because that's the way forward. 21 million, right?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Yeah, dude. It's true. And we're so I guess created or like brainwashed in this way of operating on the fiat model, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like passing wealth on to your children is inconceivable, right? But with Bitcoin, it's possible. And it's not only possible, it's very easy to do, right? And the state has nothing, literally, it's the famous Bitcoin phrase, I lost it in a boating accident, right? It massively moves, right, the scales of power from the state to the individual. That's exactly what Bitcoin does. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily Meme Review, sponsored by
Citadel 21. Buddy, the meme for today is brought to us by a fellow plebe. Definitely go give him a follow for some awesome mining content to stay on top of what's going on with Bitcoin flared mining. Adam O. Denver, you could go give him a follow at Denver Bitcoin. I have no idea why Phil's laughing. Did I say something wrong? I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Check out the meme. How you think mandatory vax will work. How it will actually work, right? Because this is the truth. And this is what central bank digital currencies will allow the state to do. And we've been talking about this, and we're going to keep re-emphasizing this because the mainstream media won't cover it. So Simply Bitcoin has to cover it. If you allow central bank digital currency to take place, the government will have total control over your life. Look into the meme. It's a lot deeper than you think. Anyways, excellent meme by Adam O. Denver Bitcoin. And for that, I'm going to recommend you guys read this amazing book. It's called The Confessions of the Economic Hitman, right? And it talks about how the U.S. uses the IMF and all these things to strong arm countries to do whatever the U.S. wants. Definitely recommend it. What would you give that meme, Philip or Philip?
I like it. I like that. Yeah, that's what I was laughing about, was that meme. Like that's what people don't get. Like, that's fantastic. That's so well done, It
is.
Like everybody thinks like that's what you're going to have. You're going to have all these people breaking down your door. It's like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. You're just going to be censored everywhere. Like this is what I was saying today. Like, in CBDCs, like, you're going to be like, wealth isn't going to be earned. It's going to be bestowed. And then it's just going to be like, oh, okay, you went to the wrong part of town for too long or whatever it was. Okay, well, there you go. Now that gets taken away. You get penalized 15%. Like, just randomly, It's going to be stupid stuff like that. Anyways, I'm giving that score my little Faraday bag that I got with one of my Casa nodes.
Oh. I still use those. They're really.
What do you put? What do you put in there? You can't even fit a phone.
What do you think I put in there?
But a card? That's all you could put.
Exactly.
You can't fit phones. You can't fit entire phones. It's pointless.
But you could definitely fit, nice little hardware wallets and cold
cards. I know, but still, it's weak. I feel like they could. I feel like they could be bigger. Like I feel like Faraday bags. I mean, I've seen some bigger ones, but they're still not that good. Like, why aren't there Faraday backpacks?
No, dude, I'm sure they make them. I'm pretty sure they make them, actually.
I've looked. They're pretty crappy.
They're pretty crappy. Anyways, Paco, what would you give that meme?
What would I give that meme? I don't know. I have a lighter. He's just giving something.
A lighter. A lighter. Okay.
It's awesome. Fire. It's fire. It's good.
All right. So it's a fire meme, a lighter, a not so big enough Faraday cage bag, and the new Confessions of an Economic Hitman, which I definitely recommend you reading if you're journeying down the rabbit hole. But anyways, Phil, it's time for
the Daily News, sponsored by
Cloaks.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the powers that be are freaking the F out. We've been telling you that the rhetoric is going to intensify, but it's absolutely hilarious because they have absolutely no ammunition left. But I'm going to give it to them. It's pretty ingenious, or not ingenious. It's pretty funny, their attempts at trying to put out the fire of freedom. And of course, that fire of freedom is Bitcoin. Let's check out some articles from the fiat propaganda arm. All right, check out this article by the Financial Times. Phil, you're going to love this. Inside the cult of crypto. Debate, no thanks. Doubt, not welcome. How the world of Bitcoin and shitcoin diehards really works. Look at that. They even add cards. Collapse. Bitcoin and shitcoin is essentially an economic cult that taps into the very base human instincts of fear, greed, and tribalism, right? Remember what I told you guys about how they project? Remember how I said that? This is projection, okay? The cult of central banking is the actual cult. Bitcoin is freedom. Anyways, check this out. Attack. Look how funny this is. All right, next card. Check this out, Phil. Distrust. And it's a guy with barbed wire. Today, Neil says that Bitcoin and shitcoin movement is actively harmful to its members and the environment. I think nerdy types like me get fooled because Bitcoin made us feel cool. The idea that Bitcoin and shitcoins are a cult. Anyways, check this out. Lear. They ran out of ammunition, so they're resorting.
Who's the leader? Who's the leader?
There is no leader, but it's what I keep telling you, Phil. It's projection.
Who's the leader?
It's projection, bro. This is an actual article. The inside the cult of Bitcoin and shitcoins. Yeah.
Is that a real person, Wigglesworth? That's a joke, right?
Wigglesworth.
That's not true. There's no way that's a real person. Fucking, they're trolling us, right? Okay, I'm sorry.
He's a real person. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay. Listen. Everyone's got a last name. But again, look. Look, this is what they have. This is what they're resorting to, and the reason that they're resorting to this is very simple, guys. We're winning. They know we're winning, okay? But they're trying to put out the fire of freedom, of which is Bitcoin. But I'm not done. There's more. Check out this article by The Economist. El Salvador's Bitcoin bro president is beloved and dangerous. Nayib Bukele is exploiting popularity for authoritarian ends, even though he just made the freest money on the face of the planet legal tender because he wanted to save his people $400 million in Western Union transactions alone. I don't know. But anyways, let's check this out, right? Because remember what I told you, right? These are the fiat propaganda arm, right? These are the Economist, the Financial Times, the Wall Street Journal. They represent the central bank powers at B. What's hilarious about this, though, Phil, is Nayib Bukele is so popular in his country, but we Westerners, we elites, even though he's so popular, don't agree with his decisions. Let's check out how popular this man is. Nayib Bukele's approval rating. See the latest poll. September 21, 7.64 out of 10, 87% approval rating. Gallup, 84, ranked number 1 in Latin American presidents, 8.7 out of 10, 92% approval rating. 86.5 approval rating, ranked number 1, 98% approval rating, number 1, 91 approval, 8.87. Isn't that how democracy is supposed to work? Isn't that how democracy is supposed to work? But remember, you can't have too much people liking the president because that is dangerous to democracy. Do you see the panic? This is called panic, guys. This is called panic. Financial Times, inside the cult of crypto. The Economist, El Salvador's Bitcoin bro president. And remember, they even put Bitcoin bro in the title. Right? Is beloved and dangerous. So who is really dangerous to the democracies? I think these propaganda arms are dangerous to democracies because they're not respecting the democracies of other countries and they're not respecting the most popular president on the face of the earth. But let's check out why he's so popular, and let's check out why they're writing these articles, right? Check out this tweet by Aaron Van Wiedem. My friend Michael Guillermo from New York sent me $100 using Western Union, but after an $8 fee, only $92 was left in San Salvador, right? So think about it. You send $100, you pay 8%, right? Check out the queue, right? And you know what? As of today, El Salvador sent $20 in Bitcoin plus a 22-cent fees in Chivo ATM, which I withdrew a few minutes later as $20 bill. So, again, Nayib Bukele isn't working for the central bankers, which is why they're writing these articles. But at the same time, guess what? The people absolutely adore him for it. Your gig is up. It's running out. But you think, look, I understand what you guys are thinking, right? Nico, you could be speculating here. You don't know that for sure. You know, how are you connecting the dots? They're even telling you. They're telling you. Check out this article by Bloomberg. Central banks need to press ahead with developing their own e-currencies or risk being overtaken by a world going digital, according to the Bank for International Settlements. So they're telling you what's going on, but at the same time, you know, the propaganda arm is trying to put out the fire of freedom, which, by the way, is not going to be put out. Anyways, the article goes on to say, Phil, and I would love to get your opinion on this. Monetary policy authorities around the world are looking into whether they should issue their own e-currencies. Though El Salvador's experience with making Bitcoin legal tender highlights how tricky the task could be. Again, no. It was very easy for them to do so. Now look at their solutions. Look at their solutions.
Hey, you know what? That looks like a shitcoin chart.
It is a shitcoin chart.
No, Joey, it looks like the shitcoin topology. You know when they show you, like, look at our enabling technologies.
But wait, Phil, there's more. Here it is again. Here's that name that we always say. The People's Bank of China could be the first major central bank to issue a digital version of its currency, the yuan, seeking to keep up with and control, there it is again, Freudian slip, control of a rapidly decentralizing economy. These people are not concerned about democracy. The Economist is not concerned. The Financial Times is not concerned about freedom, about people interacting. It says it right here. It's all about control. And this is what I keep telling you. Central bankers and Western elites have fallen in love with the China model. Anyways, the article goes on to say, and this is my favorite part, the quote, central bank money has unique advantages: safety, finality, liquidity, and integrity. I'm going to read the last part. Safety, finality, liquidity, and integrity. They have the audacity to say that fiat has integrity. Oh, here we go. As our economies go digital, they must continue to benefit from these advantages. Remember, the advantages of constantly your money being debased and it being controlled by maniacs that are willing to say everything and everything, use pretty pictures, right? And and obviously not agree with democracy to keep, again, I'm going to highlight it here so you guys don't miss it, control of the digital economy. How about you give the control back to the people? But these people can't have that. These people, the Financial Times, the Economist, all fiat propaganda arm for the central bankers, are freaking out because they know they're obsolete and this is their slow and miserable death. And it's glorious to see. And I'm going to warn you guys, the rhetoric is going to keep on intensifying as Nayib Bukele's experiment, that's what it is, right, plays out within the next 4 years. And the people of El Salvador are going to get significantly wealthier. And the rest of the world is going to notice that fiat is a scam and Bitcoin is the future. Anyways, Phil.
They use this word puffery, right? And they think that it fools everybody. I love, the piece that you showed there about the qualities of what their central bank digital currency is going to offer, right? And one of those qualities, the one you spoke of repeatedly, was integrity. I want to know, how do they measure that integrity? Like where do they where does, like what are the metrics that they're using for that integrity? Right? Yeah, look, there it is. Central bank money
sorry.
No worries. Central bank money has unique advantages. Listen to that. Central bank money has unique advantages, right? That means that those are advantages specific to them that others do not share. Safety, finality, liquidity, and integrity. Don't get me wrong, Bitcoin has every single one of those things without a stupid human, a stupid, greedy group of humans to devalue all of the hard work that you can't get the time back for. Hey, you know what? They could devalue my currency all they want if I could get all that time back. If every time they devalued it, my length of time would come back to me, right? And I could get it back like a fountain of youth, right? And I could redo all that work and get all that back. Hey, no problem. We're even. But we're not. We're giving something that we can't get back for something that they can produce in abundance of. And with CBDCs, they are absolutely going to destroy our lives over the idea of safety, right? They're going to do it for safety, and they're going to say it's for everybody's own good, and everybody's just going to sit there and take it because you have 50 million bills to pay, and you've got a job that's not keeping up with inflation. And let's face it, right? With two parents working, how much time do you have to really raise your kids? So let's be honest, who's raising the kids?
Let's
the mainstream media and all of that.
Let's check out that integrity. Purchasing power, $100, right? The purchasing power in 1913, and this is some great integrity. Wouldn't you say, Phil?
You know what? It looks like a hill, a steep hill going down.
And
I don't think it gets back up again.
And you know what the hill of Bitcoin is? It's a hill going up. Man, these people. But it's funny. It's funny to see because they deserve it. They dug their own graves. Anyways, Paco, are we crazy? Are you seeing what we're seeing?
I'm just going to say something for El Salvador. But when I was there back in 2016, it said the El Pulgarcito de Latino America. It means the little finger of the Latin America, and pretty much it has come down up strong against all the odds. And I'm really proud and really happy that they went ahead and took this forward. And now to see that Ukraine coming after, and it is just like the domino effect. It's just going to start going forward. But yes, everybody wants control. Everybody, you can look at it. Everybody needs it. Nobody wants to let go of it because that's where they feel in power and ego and everything. Game of Thrones was pretty much about it, right? And that's it. But it's crazy. I can totally resonate with this. Like, there's one example I can give you is pretty much, see, I've traveled to Argentina, right? So in Argentina, Venezuela would be a great example for that. I didn't get an opportunity to go to Venezuela, but like I connected with, let's go leave Argentina, India, man. 2007, it was $1 was 36 rupees. And now 2020, $1 is 76 rupees. So they are devaluing us also slowly and gradually. And Argentina was the worst. 2020, in 2000, it was $1, 1 peso. In 2018, when I was there, it was $1, 25 peso. In 2018, December, $1.50 peso. And now it's $1, 100 peso. Come on, you've devalued something by 100 times. Like, come on, guys, this is too much.
No, and it's crazy because they're trying to justify. That's the integrity. That's the integrity that they're selling, right? Is the fact that they steal from the people to empower the bureaucracy and to empower themselves, right? To empower the financial elite. Right, man, it's so funny though seeing those articles because it lets us know that we are winning. And not only we're winning strong, but they're going to get more intense, guys, just giving you a heads up. But anyways, I kind of want to pivot to why we invited Paco on the show, right? Definitely go check out his YouTube channel, Paco de la India. right? So I'm just going to read this. Hi, everyone. In the summer of 2015, I quit my high-paying job, and since then, my feet has been freely walking this earth 4 years, and 200 cities later, I have decided to open my experience to the world, right? So it sounds like, and I'm a huge fan of this book, and I think it's a must read for every Bitcoiner, right? Is The Sovereign Individual. It sounds like, my friend, you are a sovereign individual going where you are treated best, and I always say Bitcoin gives you the power to vote with your wallet, but also your feet, right? It's so easy to just take all of your wealth with you, and that's exactly what Paco has been doing. So, Paco, why did you do this? What has your experiences been living off of Bitcoin and traveling the world?
Wow, guys, namaste, and thank you so much for having me over. Pretty much my journey is about to start in about 4 days from now, and it is all about to travel about 40 countries in the next 400 days by just using Bitcoin. And this all started over by reading the book, The Bitcoin Standard, and think so. Anybody who doesn't even read the book, if you read the first 30 pages, you'll just get the gist of it. You'll be like, oh my God, they're doing this to us. There is no more freedom. And my journey starts. So I am a strong believer in the community. So as you said, that 4 years I've been traveling. I've been hitchhiking. I hitchhiked all the way from the United States all the way down to Argentina, Ushuaia. And I was couch surfing. I've couch surfed with over 400 families during my travels. And during this, one thing was pretty sure was like all this was possible just because of the community, the people who opened their house. And after reading the book, and I moved forward, and I was like, if I have to do this and I have to pick it up, I need to have a support from the community. And as I love vlogging, it's my GoPro here. I'm going to go about meeting the people, the humans of Bitcoin. So what is happening is the news that you were reading, that is what is getting transformed and passed on to us. And pretty much what I want to share through my vlogs is just simply the humans of Bitcoin. Like, those are normal humans, just like you and me right now talking. And they also have a heart, and they also love time. They also love freedom. And we just be meeting them. And yeah, this was something crazy that started. It's almost about 3 weeks before when I picked this up, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do this. And there was a lot of planning going on. There was a lot of reaching out to the people. And in this started, and I was like, the more I think, the more I'll go nuts and crazy. Might as well just pick it up and just start, and let me meet the people, let the people meet me, and let us just see what it happens.
So let me ask you something, because I saw one of your videos that you were at Everest Base Camp and stuff. So how much easier has it been traveling with Bitcoin instead of just relying on the legacy system?
I'll tell you that in a month's time. Let's do this in a month's time. I'll tell you honestly, give me a month, because I started in 4 days, and I'm starting in a country where we have the fastest payment system in the world. It's called UPI, Unified Payment Interface, where I can send it. It's like a lightning network. We have it here. So my money goes from my bank to your bank in a second. It's already there in place. Now I'm going down there with Bitcoin, which takes almost half an hour to a couple of hours on the chain. But then I have the lightning network. So pretty much I'm going to do that. I'm going to start this off. It is something crazy.
but that's only because you're in India, right? As soon as you start, because you said that you wanted to travel the world. As soon as you start traveling the world, you're not going to have that central system that you have in India.
Yes. I will not. That's why I'm starting from India itself, to just see what is the people's perception. What's the North feeling like this from the South? How different the people are. And if I can, like I would rather buy a papusa or an empanada right here in India with a Bitcoin. And that would be a message down to the entire world, like, yeah, India is together with you. And this is why I'm doing this. Like, my agenda is, when I say 400 days, it's like 400 days I will travel. And in that, even if I get 300 people to have their own hot or cold wallet, I have done my little contribution. Like, when I took down 20 years down the line, I'll be like, yeah, sure, man, I did that. It's that too with a smile. That too, because there are humans, man. See the way the media trickles down. See, India has 26 different languages, guys. So by the time this English news that you read down by Siddharth Venkataramakrishnan, by the time we get that information trickled down to us, it comes down to us like, oh, it is so evil, the way they project every word that comes out from there, There's a very famous quote by Mark Twain. It says, if you don't read newspapers, you are uninformed. But if you read newspapers, you are misinformed. And that's pretty much what it is. And it is trickling down to that. So I was like, okay, I cannot get more into it. The so-called cult, the so-called it's kept crazy, people do not entertain everything, but because it's the time preference. That's what the book yet again says, is the time preference, It is in the long term you got to think about, and it is what you're contributing and what you're taking away. Like right now, you're just accumulating and accumulating. You're saving something which is being printed. There is enough cotton and there are enough machineries and there is enough war that is going on ever since 1920. It is like a war machine. You keep having the war.
1971, yeah. So Phil, any closing thoughts?
Man, I think it's really amazing that you're doing that. And I went to go check out your videos also. So would you consider yourself a mountaineer of sorts?
I would consider myself just a traveler. I love to just experience new things. I do all of these things is to just experience something new. As such, that's why I picked this up also. I was like, all right, I'm going to pick this up and I'll go ahead and I'll try something new and I'll just show how the humans of Bitcoin are around Bitcoin, because I run. I love running. It's called Run Every City. And I would just want to run, man. Just run around and just meet the beautiful souls.
That's awesome, man. So yeah, so you've been traveling, but now you're you're about to embark on another journey, but only with Bitcoin this time.
Yes, please.
Definitely Bitcoin only journey.
A Bitcoin only journey. Definitely want to touch base with you again to see your experiences and all the stories that you hear from all the wonderful people you're going to meet. But anyways, guys, that was our show. No software release today. We're not going to just put it upon you if we don't have anything. So no software release today. But before we go, I want to give a shout out to our awesome sponsors. Definitely check out CryptoCloaks.com for the best 3D printed merch. There's a 5% off link down below. Get yourself a Bitcoin grenade, anything off the store, 5% off. And of course, Citadel21.com. Get the Bitcoin cultural zine written by plebs, for plebs. Phil and I have written articles for them. Get yourself a physical copy of a volume. There's only 1,000 made. Again, Citadel21.com. I want to give a shout out to our awesome guest before we go. Definitely subscribe to his YouTube channel, Paco de la India. And of course, you can go give him a follow on Twitter at RunWithBitcoin to keep up with his journey going to different countries and living only on Bitcoin. Super exciting. Guys, that was our show. If you enjoyed the show, do you know what to do? Smash that like button. And of course, if you want to continue hearing the catastrophic fails from all the fiat propaganda arm, the shitcoiners, NFTs, all of them, and the Bitcoin news from the pleb perspective, definitely consider subscribing, and we will see you tomorrow, guys, for another episode of Simply Bitcoin.
CBDCs are digital slavery.